be consistent and be on video. You can do that, you can like crush probably half of your competition.
Learning from your mistakes is the most important thing.
True definition of fear is false evidence appearing real.
To make sure that I become that person.
I could be the start of your doors opening. You can't go wrong.
Simplify it.
It's pivoting.
How to get that number right.
That's my inspiration.
We just kept going.
It's just different.
I really feel like it's a God idea.
Man, you want to buy the right one.
We all really have more money than you think.
The direct to pay the most.
And to look yourself in the mirror.
And push yourself forward.
Do it, you still have the opportunity.
The biggest thing that's going to hold investors back is mindset.
First of all, it's the man. That's like what I'm looking for.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's Daniel Umstead, host of the RNG radio show. I got another king on the show, but you know what I got to do first? I got to go through the bio. So, ladies and gentlemen, he is a multi-hyphenate creative and entrepreneur with over 30 years experience in the information technology industry and more than 15 years in professional photography and videography. He is the founder of Abanyie Films, a New Jersey-based studio specializing in weddings, portraits, events, and fashion photography. His work has been featured on billboards in Times Square and Las Vegas, as well as in magazine covers and campaigns. Alongside his creative ventures, he leads TA Computer Techs, providing IT and AI solutions to small and large companies, and recently launched the Team AI, an automation agency focused on helping businesses scale with artificial intelligence. His passion lies in blending art, technology, and entrepreneurship to create opportunities, inspire others, and build long-lasting impact. Ladies and gentlemen, on the show, my show, the RNG radio show, I got the king, Michael Abanyie. King, how are you doing today, sir?
I am absolutely fantastic, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I want folks to know that they got to know a little bit about us, So you and I started going to Live in Faith Christian Center together. Listen, y'all got to get in contact with Mike today. As soon as I'm done wrapping up my spiel, he will be dropping his contact information. But I reached out to Mike and I'm like, yo, I got a little bit of money, but not a lot of bit of money. But we need to connect. We need to have breakfast. We started talking, connecting, had a great time, just reliving the times just like how it used to be at Living Faith.
Indeed.
Then I see the missus. I'm like, that's no, but why is his wife here? Why is his wife at church? Why is his wife at the church that I've been going to the past couple months? I see King Mike standing sharp, looking good as a king should. And I'm like, bro, what did you tell me? Bro, I've been coming here for 15 years.
I'm here.
This
Where
ain't
you been?
nothing.
I'm here. I've been here.
Right. I've been established in this word, so I don't know what you've been up to. So I am so glad we reconnected. With that, I need him on my show. So before we even get to the questions, Mike,
yes, sir.
Please drop that contact information so folks can get in touch with you today.
So I can be reached on LinkedIn. It's Michael Abanyie. On social medias, the photography studio is Abanyie Film Studios. On Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, pretty much everywhere that you have social media, TikTok, everything is where we can be reached. If anybody needs a talk one-on-one, I can be reached at 856-495-3226. All right?
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
Sir.
All right,
sir.
Now we're going to have the formal part. We'll get right into the questions here. My first question, what inspires you to bridge photography, videography, and IT into your career journey?
So I to go back, as a kid, I was one of those kids that loved taking like my toys apart and trying to figure out exactly how it works and try to put it back together. Sometimes I was successful, sometimes I was not, but hey, it is what it is. It was at a cost of my parents' dollar. But that led me on the road to in high school. After I graduated, I had the option to either go to college, go to tech school, or go to the military. So I thought in my mind, I was like, oh, I'll just go into the military. Well, thank God my parents was like, you're not built for the military. Well, I think you should go more of the tech route because your passion and your desire to take things apart, I think that will work out better. And I thank God to today that they had me, it influenced me to go that route. So I went to Lincoln Technical Institute. I graduated from there with honors. And I've been in IT ever since. So initially I was in IT, and my just regular curiosity for things, I started doing video. And my dad was one of those guys that always had the camera always out at family functions and things like that, taking pictures. So one of my birthdays, they got me a digital camera, and that was probably the best thing they ever gave me as a kid. So I was taking pictures of almost everything. I was that kid. So I was following my dad's footsteps, just taking pictures of all family functions and things like that. And then that curiosity, as I got older, I started dabbling a little bit more into video. So I went to YouTube University. So I started learning exactly how to do video better, how to take pictures better. And that ended up fostering a business, a whole business into starting a Abanyie Film Studio. And one of the things that actually launched me into Abanyie Film Studios was my wife, a couple of years back, probably about 10 years ago, she decided she wanted to become a model. And, with models, you tend to have to or need headshots, you need your portfolio or your comp card. So some friends of ours that we knew were photographers, we reached out to them, but nobody was available. So in my mind, I'm like, I'll just buy a camera and I'll do it. So I ended up buying my first digital camera, professional camera. I started taking her pictures and I just fell in love with it. I was like, you know what? I could do this. So I took her pictures. She loved it. She was like my biggest cheerleader. So after I started that, a year into it, she was like, you know what? This modeling thing, I'm good. So she didn't want to model no more. I'm like, wait, I just bought this camera because you wanted to be a model. Okay. But the good thing is the next area of work she went into was like clothes designing. She wanted to make clothes. So it worked out because the clothes that she made, I was able to take pictures of her in it, models that were in it. So I didn't really lose that love for it or that reason why I bought it. It's still helping her in the area that she was working in. So being in IT, being in learning video and photography kind of all merged together. So that actually was one of the reasons why we went into AI, looking into AI. We were like, AI is almost like the bridge between images or photography or media merging with technology. So all of that kind of combined. So it kind of birthed this whole thing of what we do currently.
Wow, beautiful, man. Thank you so much for sharing that background with me. Now, balance, because we all need work-life balance.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, I know you got a family. How do you balance? Because, and I asked this too, so ladies and gentlemen, don't be thinking like, oh, this is just one of these questions you got to ask. No, I had asked this as well personally, but how do you balance the creativity in business when you're running Abanyie Films and other ventures that you have going on?
It's a tightrope. I'm not going to say that I've mastered in any kind, but having a spouse, my bride by my side to help me balance that. So the times that I'm not there, she's there to help with the kids, and certain things that I need help with, she's there to actually help me with that. But once again, I would be lying if I said I have it completely balanced. There's times that things are missed because of I'm either out shooting a wedding, or I'm out doing some video work, or I'm out doing IT work, or different things that may happen. So it's just making sure that the time that you're away, I make sure that whatever monetary amount that I'm leaving the house with, it might not be comparable to time missed, but at least I'm bringing something back to say, hey, I left, but I brought something back that we can use for our life, to make our life better, or things of that nature.
I want to add to that the mindset, in that, because we'll have that with work, your day to day, your 9 to 5, meeting at 1 o'clock, you're late by 5 minutes, or, a client was supposed to call, they didn't call when they were supposed to. How do you utilize your mindset to stay positive when things are missed?
So my motto that I've built over the years, I was a kid. My mom always tells me I was always a positive kid for whatever reason. I just innate DNA that's in me. So I always try to look for the positive things in everything. So one of the mottos that I always say is the world is full of negativity. Why should I add to it? So I always want to be in any arena that I'm in or anybody that I meet. If you meet 10 negative people, I'm not going to be the 11th person. I'm at least going to be the first positive person that you run into, because once again, who wants to be? I'm just not a big proponent of being negative. I try to be as positive as I can whenever possible. Once again, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm positive all the time, but one of the things that my kids and everybody that runs into me laughs about is every time they ask me, how are you doing? I say, I'm absolutely fantastic. Now, am I absolutely fantastic every day? No, but I'm aspiring to it. So I say it enough until that day is fantastic, or I always have that mindset of it's going to be a fantastic day. So that helps me motivate me to get through the day. So that's pretty much, how I guess operate in life.
I love that, man. No, and if y'all wasn't listening, a gem was just dropped. So go back and listen to it. We touched on AI a little bit. It has been changing. If folks aren't using it the proper way, you had a loss. But for you, can you share how AI and automation are changing the creative and entrepreneurial landscape from what you see?
I think AI is going to be the biggest wealth transfer. And I know some people have heard it online, all these gurus saying that it's going to be the biggest wealth transfer. I wholeheartedly believe it is. To the resources or the tool that it is, if you use it, it could definitely benefit you. Similar to how before you had cell phones, you had the rotary phone. You see how long it used to take to and dial. Now you can easily push one button and it'll call. So as far as efficiency, AI is now going to make you more efficient, especially in your business. If you're somebody who has some type of mundane task that you do day in and day out, now AI can be a companion to you and actually help you automate that piece that now you don't have to dread it. Oh, I got to get up and make schedules. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Now you can actually use an AI system that will automate your scheduling for you. You can actually implant it into your website where it will have your whole calendar in there and then make appointments for you. So people go on there and say, oh, I want to book this time. Well, AI will look at your whole calendar and your personal calendar and say, well, you can't do this time because you have X meeting or you have family time. So to the degree of the information that you feed into the AI is a degree of what it can spit out back to you to help you be better. So a lot of folks are worried that it's going to take over jobs. No, I think it's going to create even new jobs, similar to how, before people were walking, taking bikes and things like that. But when the car came into the space, that created more jobs. Now you need somebody to repair the car, somebody to fill the tire, change the oil. So same thing, AI is coming in and is going to create more jobs. Are certain other jobs going to go away? Absolutely. But it's all, life is the one thing that's constant in life is change. So you're changing from this to this. So now it will be in your best interest to actually learn it and you see how you can incorporate it into your life. So I'm 100% on board with AI and using it, especially in business and even at home. Certain things, if there's like certain questions that I don't know with kids' homework or things like that, AI is like, it's like right there. It's like, hey, the kid asked about this math problem. I'm not too savvy in that area. Well, type in the AI will break it down to you so you're able to actually help your kid with it.
Yep, 1000%, man. I've even used it for emails, for work, messages to people that I really don't like, but I need to communicate with them. And listen, AI's like, shoot, all right, let's calm it down. We're going to say this instead, change some words around. So no, it's a tool that could be used for evil, if you will, kind of like the power of the tongue, and also used for good. So, and I think if people use it for the good and positivity that it brings about, a lot of change.
I agree 100%.
In a great way. So
it's funny you say that. Me and my wife just had a conversation. I had to send a message to somebody, and the way I wrote it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put it in ChatGPT so it can smooth it over a little bit because I don't want it to come off harsh.
Yes.
So I had to correct somebody, and the way that AI wrote it, it made it more professional. So I was like, Yeah, let's just go with that.
Yeah, I like that. I like what you did there.
So AI, I mean, to the degree of your mind and what you can think of, to the degree that AI can do whatever you need. So, once again, it's not coming to take your job. It's just going to. I truly believe it's going to create new ones, and those folks that adopt the new way of, the resource that AI is, are the ones that I believe are going to be better off in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about change, which is kind of going to lead to my next question. Even with your 30 years of experience, we've seen change based upon our wisdom and youth, that even this shift from going into email or internet, it was like, oh my gosh, there's no more dial-up, or oh my gosh, now we got to communicate via email. This is going to take away people's jobs. And we see it's been an enhancement
Indeed.
to our lives rather than a deterrent. So with that, my question, lessons that you've learned in your 30 plus years, and that's literally 3 generations, folks, in technology, what have you learned as you're in this creative industry, where you've seen change, tomorrow something's brand new is coming up, or the next day we don't do that process anymore. So what lessons have you obtained from seeing the changes over your span of time being in the industries?
Change is one thing that's always constant. So to the degree of how fast you adopt the change is a degree that you be more versed and be ahead of the curve. Once again, similar to how before email, you had like regular mail that you had to mail out. It didn't take away the mailman by any means, but now it's more efficient way of doing it. So the folks that adopted it in the beginning stages knew more about it. And now what happens is those folks that learned it in the beginning are the ones that are teaching those that were late to the party. So it's the same thing with anything that technology, each new technology that comes. The one lesson I've learned is the faster you adopt it, the faster you can be a subject matter expert in it. And then you become the person or the go-to person that people come to you, be like, hey, how do you use this? And then you're able to help people actually bring them along to that new, whatever that technology that is new in that area.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. As it relates to, community impact and others, you being a community focused entrepreneur, how do you use your platform to give back to others and inspire others?
So one of the things that we do, we're constantly giving back, and we look for opportunities. If anybody knows any opportunities where photography, videography, AI, or even IT, always look for opportunities. There's a nonprofit called Lucy that's actually in Camden. I had the opportunity to speak to the kids and give them like a tutorial of the photography industry and how it works. I brought a camera. They were able to actually physically touch it and see exactly how it works. So I give back by giving knowledge to anybody that wants to learn. Our studio, which is located in Camden, is always open for anybody that wants to learn photography, especially young kids that are aspiring to be photographers or videographers. I strongly recommend that, you reach out to us and we'll do our best to give them the base knowledge. I had a high school friend of mine that brought I believe he's like 2 or 3 year old. And he wanted to expose him to photography. So I set up a full shoot with just his parents, the little kid's parents, for him to actually take pictures and get used to the camera. So I had him on the chair and he was actually pushing the button, taking pictures, and I was walking him through the process of taking pictures. So we give back that way. We also partner with a bunch of organizations that are doing things within the community, and if they need somebody to take pictures during their function, or if they need somebody who can donate time, like or run a campaign, like, hey, we'll do headshots, and part of the proceed will go to whatever that organization is. We do things like that, and we're constantly always open to however things that people might need, as far as, hey, we're looking for a photographer, we don't have that much money, are you available to do this? I'm like, absolutely, I can partner with you. We're actually part of an organization called Crescent Foundation, They're a sickle cell organization, and they help people with sickle cell find whatever therapies they need, whatever resources they need to live a better life. So we're constantly looking for opportunities to partner with any nonprofit organization that we can help with. And I serve in my church, so anytime they have an event, one of the big things that our church does is they have a community event where they give backpack giveaways. Every once in a while, they have a food pantry and they give food away. So I, take pictures for that just so they can, make help the people within the community. I do video work to help promote certain things. So there's quite a few things that we do to give back.
I love it, man. And listen, I be seeing you in church. I'm like, it's no light. Go bite. It's go bite. So I'm not too far off the course of this amazing interview. The why, man. What's the why behind, people have a different interest in community, fills their heart. They got to do it because somebody told them to do it. I was recently at Phil Abundance. We was pretty much prepping meals. And I'm thinking, and it was a group of like maybe 8 to 10 of us, but the one that cracked me up, she was like, I got to do 60 hours of this so I could get my degree in social work. So it's just part of my curriculum. I'm like, oh, so you really not here just to be here. So, and it's like, ain't this what you're supposed to be doing anyway? But nonetheless, for you, Mike, what's the why behind, wanting to have that community impact, be part of the community?
I once again, I think it's innate. My parents were always the type of parents that were always giving back. I still can see it now. The amount of people that have come in and out of my parents' home, whether somebody needed a place to stay or somebody needed food, whatever the case might be. My dad was one of those folks that if he was always good with his hands. So if he found out that somebody needed, let's say, some work done in their house and they can't afford it, my dad was the one to be like, I have the skills to it. Let me go help them out. And me being a kid, usually he'll drag us along and be like, hey, we're going to paint this person's house or we're going to cut this person's lawn, for them because they're not able to, because, they don't have the ability to. So that service has always been something that I picked up as a kid from my parents. So giving back is like nothing. Like during the National Day of Service in January, when they usually have it, my job usually has where they have different areas where you can serve. And I look forward to those things, just giving back to different organizations. Like I said, Lucy, I was able to, I've served with them a couple of times. It's funny because earlier this year when they had this, they were supposed to have the National Day of Service, but that day it snowed, so they had canceled it. Unfortunately, I didn't get the memo. I didn't get the email. So I still went there. And what I ended up doing was there was a lady there that was running, that was like, I guess you deem it as the operator of the facility. So when I got there, she was like, hey, it's canceled because of the snow. So she had a shovel and she was shoveling. I was like,
You need a shovel.
do you have another shovel? Or, just, sit this out. I got it. So I helped her shovel like the whole front area, make sure she was good. We salted it and everything. And she was so appreciative. But it was like I thought nothing of it. But she was so appreciative, like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's like, why would I stand there? Like, why would I leave and have you as a woman stand here and just shovel by yourself? Like, in my mind, it didn't sit right with me. I was like, it's a no-brainer. Like the way my parents raised me up, it was a no-brainer. It's like, all right, let me help you out real quick. And I've always been that type. It's like my family always laughs at me because I'm the guy that anytime somebody's in need, I'm the first one. They call me Superman. It's like, oh, here goes Superman again. Always jumping in to help wherever I can within my ability, of course. Can't help everybody. But whenever I can, I'm always, have my hand out like, hey, you know what I mean? Because I'm always the mindset is do unto others as you want them done to you. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that whatever I do for somebody, that I'm planting that seed that in the future, even if I don't reap from it, my family can reap from it. So if my wife's ever in need, somebody's there to help her out. My kids are ever in need, somebody's there to help them out. So that's always been my mindset. So my why is just, why not?
I love it. Listen, gem after gem after gem. Before we wrap up here and I get to my final question, again, subliminal message, y'all. Can you drop that contact information for folks to get in contact with you, brother?
is Michael Abanyie, last name Abanyie. If you search that up on LinkedIn, LinkedIn has almost all my information on there. I'm also on social media, AbanyieFilms.com. You can reach me there on my website, Abanyie Film Studios, on Instagram, on Facebook. And if you reach out to me, inbox me, like I said, whatever questions you have, I'll do my best to answer it. If I don't have the answer, I'm the one that just takes it as a personal challenge to try and find you the answer.
Well done, man. Thank you. And then my last question here, what advice would you give to young creative or entrepreneurs who want to build a sustainable career in this amazing, wonderful economy we got going on right now? And yes, I'm being sarcastic.
One thing that's always surpassed time is, and it's a quote that I hold dear to my heart, and I tell my kids all the time, it's like, hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. Just work hard. Whatever that you're aspiring to be, to the degree of you working hard and being consistent with it, is a degree that you'll have success in it. My career from since I was a kid to where I'm at now. I used to have a paper route. Like, I've done pretty much everything. I used to work at a hardware store. But my consistency in each area of life has led me to where I'm at now. So if I wasn't consistent in being working my paper route, I wouldn't be able to get a job working at a hardware store. If I wasn't consistent being there, I wouldn't have been able to go into the IT field and be exactly where I'm at. One story that still bugs my mind to this day. After I graduated tech school, I was working at a hardware store called Rickles. For those that remember, Rickles is way back. Before Home Depot, there was Rickles. Before Lowe's, there was Rickles.
I might have remembered.
I'm dating myself, I know. But I
I'm
used to
helping
work
you.
there.
I'm helping you, brother. Like, I might have remembered. I might have remembered Kmart. I might.
But it was a hardware store. It was like one of those hardware stores prior to, like I said, Home Depot or Lowe's. And I was a faithful worker. I'm one of those people where if I come to work, I'm working. Like, tell me what I need to do, and I'm doing just that. So after tech school, I went for an interview for a company. And initially, when me and another gentleman were going to the interview, and we got lost and we never made the interview. So I was bummed out about it because it was going to be my first IT job. Well, a few weeks after that, the company called me and they said, "Hey, we checked your references and we got nothing but a good report about you. So we want you to come in for an interview." I went for that interview and I was pretty much hired on the spot. To this day, I don't know who gave that referral as far as my work ethic, but that landed me my first job in IT, and I'm so appreciative of it. But once again, to the degree of consistency that you have and you work hard, people will notice it and they'll be a good advocate for you when it comes to referring you to different things. A lot of our business now in our videography, photography business has initially it was us going out and trying to get clients, but it's to the point now where almost 90% of the work that we get is strictly referrals. People saying, "Hey, this guy does a wonderful job. I want you to check him out." And to the consistency of us actually promoting ourselves, say, "Hey, if you need a photographer, we're here. If you need a videographer, we're here. If you need an IT person, we're here." So it's just to the degree of you working hard and being consistent in working hard. It's a degree of how you be successful in business.
Wow. I love it, man. And there was an additional gem that you drop. I hope folks pick that up, that you need to have your work ethic speak for you so that even strangers just speak highly of you. So thank you. Thank you for that. As we're wrapping up, brother, you've been great and amazing. So thank you so much. Any lasting words that you want to leave for the folks here today?
If you have a dream, don't let it die. Just continue to go after it. Once again, tie that dream to working hard at it, and eventually it's going to come. And to the degree of you promoting yourself and letting your friends and family know what you do, to the degree of them being able to be advocate for you, or for them to tell their friends and family about you. So whatever that you're aspiring to be, just stay consistent with it. Let folks know. Try and perfect it. as much as you can. Once again, there's a saying that I live by is when preparation meets opportunity, success is imminent. So to the degree of you preparing yourself for whatever opportunities that you want, it's the degree of you being successful in that opportunity.
Man, I got notes.
Don't
Just
do that.
FYI, ladies and gentlemen, I got notes for myself. So if you
Don't
ain't
do
get it,
that.
I got it. If you ain't get it, I got it. So
It's 30 years here. I mean, and I just hope that, you know, whatever anybody's aspiring to do, you know, there's going to be naysayers, but to the degree of you tuning out the naysayers and actually going after it, and pray. You know, I mean, I'm a believer. I believe in God. God has purpose for every single person, and to the degree of you leaning in and getting instructions from God will lead you to whatever path that you want to go to.
Amen. Amen and amen. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Well, we pretty much wrapped up, so I can't thank you enough for
Thank
coming
you.
on the RNG radio show, brother. Definitely would love to have you come back for a part 2. I think I'm up to 1 guest. He's had 4 interviews on the show, so would love to have you come back for a sequel. But thank you again, man.
No, thank you for the opportunity, man. I really appreciate it, man. I wish you nothing but success on your business and every endeavor that you put your hands to do.
Thank you, King.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for tuning in to the RNG Radio Show. Be sure to like and subscribe for more episodes and future content. If you'd like to learn more, visit us at danielumstead.com. Stay blessed, my fellow millionaires.